If you clicked on this video to find out whether an ancient Sumerian tablet really connected cats to a mysterious healing frequency, stay with me because we're going to follow the evidence step by step, uncover what was allegedly written thousands of years ago, and explore why some researchers believe cats were never meant to be ordinary animals at all. The deeper we go, the stranger the story becomes, and by the end you'll understand why this forgotten artifact continues to spark debate among historians, linguists, and alternative researchers alike. The story begins with a clay tablet that few people have ever heard of, according to accounts surrounding its discovery. The artifact surfaced in the late 1940s near the remains of an ancient Sumerian settlement in modern-day Iraq. Unlike the thousands of administrative records recovered from Mesopotamian sites, this object was said to contain something entirely different. It wasn't a tax record. It wasn't a list of goods. It wasn't a royal decree. Instead, it appeared to tell a story. The man connected to the find supposedly realized immediately that the contents would be controversial. The text described ideas that stretched far beyond accepted interpretations of ancient history. Rather than publish it openly, the story goes, the tablet passed through private collections and small circles of researchers for decades. Some believed it was authentic. Others suspected exaggeration. But regardless of what people thought, the artifact remained largely unknown. That changed when a linguist became interested in producing a complete translation. After years studying ancient language systems and decipherment techniques, she reportedly devoted herself to understanding every section of the text. What began as a translation project slowly became something much larger. The tablet was organized into 12 separate coded sections. Most of the writing appeared in recognizable Sumerian cuneiform, but certain passages seemed to use unusual symbolic structures. According to the translation, these encoded portions were presented as knowledge handed down from beings described as coming from the heavens. The opening lines immediately stand out. They describe a time when visitors arrived from above and brought with them small creatures intended to live alongside humanity. These creatures were not introduced as workers, hunters, or guards. Their purpose was described in a completely different way. The text claims they would help human beings through a form of vibration. At first glance, that sounds symbolic. Many ancient writings use poetic language. But according to the interpretation of the tablet, the passage was meant literally. The text allegedly states that these creatures would influence human well-being through sound generated by their own bodies. This is where the story takes a dramatic turn. That number immediately caught attention because modern measurements of domestic cat purring often fall within that same range. For supporters of the tablet's authenticity, this detail is astonishing. How could people thousands of years ago describe a specific frequency associated with cats long before modern instruments existed? Skeptics argue that the translation may be flawed or interpreted through a modern lens. Supporters counter that the match is too precise to dismiss easily. The debate continues today. Supporters of the theory often point to modern observations. Many cat owners report feeling calmer around purring cats. Studies have examined links between pet companionship and reduced stress markers. Researchers have documented changes in blood pressure, hormone levels, emotional regulation, and recovery processes among people living with companion animals. Rather than providing technology or weapons, they introduced a biological tool. Cats. Not merely wild cats, according to the story, but modified ones. The translation suggests that existing feline species were altered in ways that encouraged close relationships with humans. Specific physical traits, behavioral tendencies, and vibrational characteristics were allegedly refined for a purpose. In this interpretation, domestication was not an accident. Even their purring. All of it was supposedly intentional. Whether one accepts this claim or not, the narrative is undeniably fascinating. Yet beneath this hopeful idea lies a darker implication. If humanity was given healing tools, then perhaps humanity required healing in the first place. That possibility emerges in another coded section. Code 11 reportedly describes a future in which humans become disconnected from the very creatures designed to help them. The result, according to the text, would be increasing instability. Supporters of the theory point toward modern trends involving anxiety, depression, chronic stress, and lifestyle-related illness. Critics argue that such conditions have countless causes and cannot be linked to cat ownership. Nevertheless, believers see a pattern they find difficult to ignore. The tablet's predictions become even more ambitious from there. Codes 2 and 6 reportedly outline a future period known as the Awakening. According to the translation, humanity would eventually reach a stage where consciousness expands beyond its previous limits. People would begin asking deeper questions about reality, existence, and the true nature of the universe. Scientific breakthroughs would accelerate. Their frequencies would help anchor human consciousness. Their presence would provide stability during a time of profound change. Researchers who favor this interpretation point to growing global interest in meditation, consciousness studies, quantum theories, and personal transformation. They argue that humanity may already be entering the period described in the text. Others reject the idea entirely. But regardless of where someone stands, the prediction remains one of the most discussed portions of the tablet. Then comes the final section, Code 12, the shortest passage, and arguably the most memorable. According to the translation, humanity will eventually understand why these creatures were placed among us. The text refers to them not as companions, but as anchors. When a great transition arrives, people are instructed to remain close to them, to listen to their vibrations, and to remember something forgotten long ago. Then comes a final promise. The beings who delivered this knowledge would one day return. That is where the tablet ends. No explanation, no further details, just a statement hanging in silence across thousands of years. What if it represents an ancient attempt to communicate ideas that people of the time struggled to express? Regardless of which explanation proves correct, one fact remains undeniable. Cats continue to occupy a unique place in human life. They have shared our homes for thousands of years. Maybe that's why people continue searching for answers inside fragments of ancient clay. Because deep down, we sense that there may be more to our relationship with these animals than we fully understand. Whether the tablet tells literal truth, symbolic truth, or something in between, it leaves us with a compelling question. The next time a cat settles beside you and begins to purr, are you simply hearing a household pet? Or are you experiencing something that humanity has been trying to understand for thousands of years? That question remains unanswered. And perhaps that's exactly why this ancient story refuses to disappear.